Hey, what's going on, everybody? Jamel Fields. I'm shooting a quick video because I want to touch on a subject, a topic that's very, very personal to me. I remember when I was getting ready to start school in elementary school, getting ready to start kindergarten, that the daycare that I went to, they thought I was so smart that they wanted me to skip a grade starting school. And then I remember I got in the first grade and I had a teacher, her name was Miss Foreman. She thought that I was so smart that she wanted me to read to all of the fifth graders. She wanted me to show them that I knew all of my timetables in the first grade. And she just thought I was a genius kid. And I was pretty good back then, but I remember by the time I got to about the third grade, I had an issue that developed. I don't know where it came from, but for some reason I didn't like reading out loud anymore. I didn't like reading in front of my classmates anymore. For some reason I just didn't like reading at all. And so I remember some of my teachers would go all the way down the row and tell every student that they had to read at least one paragraph out of a book. And so I remember I used to count the amount of students. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to have the fifth paragraph. So I would go in the book, look at the fifth paragraph, and I would go over all of the words because I didn't want to have to read out loud and not know one of the words in my chapter. So I would ask somebody, hey, what's this word right here? So by the time it came to me, I would know all the words in my chapter. And then come to find out, the person right before me would read 2 chapters. So now that leaves me with the 6th chapter, and I never looked over the 6th chapter. So I hated reading out loud in class. And I thought that was an issue that I only was faced with going through school. But I talked to a lot of other people, and I found out that a lot of people suffered from that same type of issue going through school. They hated reading out loud in front of other people. And then you always had this one person in class that they could just read through every book so fast. So by the time it got to you, you felt so embarrassed because you can barely read through the book. And one of the things that I've discovered was that if you never face that issue, you never actually attack that issue head on, even as an adult, you will still suffer from those type of issues where you're a little self-conscious of things like that. And so one of the things that happened with me is we got involved in the industry of network marketing, and they started talking about personal development, the things that you're listening to, audios, Magic of Believing, Think and Grow Rich, all of these different audios that you should listen to, and some of the books that you should read. And I always still had that issue. I went all the way through college. I was on the dean's list in college. And I still had never read an entire book in my entire life. And so I remember one of the things that helped me get over this hump, and the reason I'm shooting this video, because if you ever suffer from something like that, where you didn't like reading out loud in front of people, or maybe you didn't like public speaking. I never had an issue with public speaking. It was only reading that I had an issue with. But if you want to attack that issue head on, the first thing you have to do is find a positive book. Find a book that's going to help you become more successful in life. Something that's going to help your health. Something that's going to help you become a better person. Find a book like that and just start reading it one page at a time out loud to yourself. It don't have to be nobody else around. Or maybe you could just read it to your kids or something, because they don't know, that you have an issue like this. They just think you're great, right? So find a book, a small book that you can actually read. Don't find something that's intimidating to you. See, if you get a book like this, you may not want to read this book because you feel that it's so many pages. But if you find one that's smaller like this, you can actually see yourself being able to finish this book. So this is a book called A Parable of the Pipeline. Great book. I recommend people read this book. It's a phenomenal book. Look at how it looks. The Parable of the Pipeline. You can go pick up this book and start reading it. Just start at one page at a time. Maybe read a few pages every single day just to help yourself attack this issue that you had as a small child. A small book, another book that's very small, but this is one of my favorite, all-time favorite books. It's called The Science of Getting Rich. This book was wrote back in 1911, and it's a phenomenal book. But it's small enough for you to be able to read certain parts, just a few pages a day, where you can become a better reader and also more confident reader, because I found out that a lot of people suffer from what I suffer from going through school. And fast forward today, I have a library of books that I've actually read front to back several times, because I started off with something small, something positive, something that I knew could help me become better, and I started reading just a few pages a day. And now I've read so many books that I'm just proud of that process, but I'm sharing it because I know that it can help somebody else. So remember, this is a secret. A lot of people don't know this, and I'm sharing it with you. You become whatever you think about. And so you want to think about positive things. Think about things that you're going to be putting into your mind that's going to help you become a better person. And even things that you're listening to as well. So I hope this video helped somebody. I shared something personal with you guys that some people may not even know I ever had that issue. But I know a lot of people out there have the same issue. So I don't mind talking about it today. But I hope you like this video. Comment below. Hit the share button. Share this video. People need to see this because people have this issue all around the world. And I'm sharing with you how to attack this issue head on. Start a little bit at a time. And you'll be able to actually see yourself becoming a better reader and reading books that you never thought you'd be able to read. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Take care.